Welcome to Parenting with Vanessa Colon. We are here today in the very stormy weather of San Francisco, and I'm sure as parents are sitting here probably thinking, my kids are stuck inside and they're probably driving me crazy. And I wonder how many of you are arguing with them about now because they've been inside all day from school. And let me just talk about the topic today. It's not personal. How many kids tell you they hate you, you're the worst parent ever? I'm sure you hear that, along with I call it the devil sometimes, and there's my dog. She also gets really upset with me when she doesn't get what she wants, so she's constantly barking at me, so I just have to, ignore her. And that's what you should be doing with your kids when they're telling you you're the worst person ever. Understand that that is their way of saying, Mom, I love you, and I take it as a love tap. And once you start looking at, the words that they're saying as something that is actually a compliment to you, because as a parent, your job is to what? Parent your children, which is pretty much breaking it down to being consistent, which is if you say something's in 5 minutes, it's 5 minutes. And if you say you're going to do something, following through with what you need to do, as long as managing people. With my school and everything else that I do, if I say something, I have to follow through, and it has to be consistent from person to person, along with my kids that I work with. And the other thing is boundaries. Where are your boundaries? If your child is saying, I hate you, and next thing you're yelling back at them, that hurt my feelings, blah, blah, blah. I don't say that. Well, guess what? You just showed them that they have the power to control how you feel. So imagine a 5-year-old telling you that they hate you over and over again. Do you think they really mean it? Really? No, they don't. So I would look at that as, okay, this is my love tap. My kid's angry right now, and I'm gonna take it as this is a compliment to me that I'm actually doing my job. I'm telling him no, they can't have that extra scoop of ice cream, or no, they can't go outside and play in the rain with no shoes on. These are just some things in life that you just can't do because you will get sick. And as a parent, your job is to make sure that their needs are getting met, and they're not always going to get all their wants, right? Needs and wants are very different. You might need, to go to sleep. You're going to do that, and the food and everything else. But if they want an iPad, or if they want to do their iPad at midnight, you're going to say no. And of course, they're going to tell you they hate you and you're the worst parent ever, and that they wish that they had another parent. Because you know what? Who wants to be told no? But if you're not telling your child no, then you're increasing the behaviors. And if you also have a child that you're just like, I don't want to deal with this, I'm going to give in, guess what's going to happen every single time? Your child is going to become more difficult and more difficult because you're not saying no. Because you're more scared of the behavior than them actually, giving them that consequence and that boundary right there. So I'm just going to spell it out very nicely to you. The more you give in, the more behaviors happen, right? The child starts to have more control over the situation, and then all of a sudden you're just losing your mind and going, I don't even know what to do anymore, and then you're calling me. And that's where I come in. And this is where I'm going to say, it's okay to tell your child no. It's okay that they can't have whatever they want. And if they're having a huge behavior, you know what? Tell them you love them, and when they're ready, they'll talk. When a child's having a huge behavior, they're not processing anything at any time anyways, right? They're at a point where they're just trying to figure out, how do I get what I want to get? So they're going to escalate it, and they're going to scream louder and louder. And I always tell parents that the behaviors get worse before they get better. And if you can't understand that piece, then you're going to think what I'm doing isn't working because it's just getting worse. But really, they're just going to keep testing. Kids want to know what they want to know, and what they do, what is consistent in their life, right? So if a child is used to, if I do A and B, I'm going to get C. Well, now that's not working. They're going to keep going and going and going. And then eventually they're going to be like, okay, this isn't working for me. And so I have to change something to get what I want, which is meaning maybe I actually have to listen to my parent. Maybe I actually have to not yell and get what I want. And if you're always giving them something when they're yelling at you or in a firm voice, guess what? They're going to continue to do so. And it's really important to understand that how you behave with your child is going to increase or decrease their behavior towards you. And also understand when they're yelling at you and screaming at you, it is not personal. It is just like, they're angry. Okay, I get it. Who is not angry all the time? As adults, we have tons of feelings, and it's hard for us to process everything. And I want to yell all the time. Doesn't mean I do it. But I might with my parents if I see them, or I go home and I visit and then I'm having a bad day and I walk in and I'm like, blah, I need to vomit everywhere. It happens. It's because I love my family. They're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. You're always a parent. You're always that child's parent. So understand that it's not personal, and it's okay to set limits and put boundaries up there, and when they're telling you you're the worst person, I would just say, you know what? I love you. Thank you very much. It means I'm doing my job, and that's it. Don't tell them, oh, that makes me so sad. Why are you going to give that 3-year-old, 5-year-old, 7-year-old that much power to control your own feelings? And guess what? They're going to be like, guess what? I want to make my mom mad or dad mad, so I'm going to say this all over again. And here you go. The behavior continues. Versus just being like, okay, when you're ready, we can talk. And another thing is, too, it's important to understand that maybe you just need, maybe in the moment they don't know what to say and that they're mad, and just saying, instead of I hate you, just say I'm really mad right now. Give them the language. Teach them what to say versus I hate you. Because sometimes they don't even know what to say, so it's a lot easier to just pass out stuff that doesn't make any sense. And then you're just like, what just happened here? I don't even know what just happened. And now my kid actually hates me, but they really don't, But I have some funny stories. So I've been at houses before where, a child's locked me out of the house and they don't want me back in. And I'm like, high five to the parents for doing a great job. And I'll even tell the parents that. Or when the child tells me I'm the worst person ever. The best one is what they're going to tell me. They're going to call the cops on me for abuse. Which, by the way, I've never touched a child. I don't recommend touching a child. That's not what we do here. That's not what this is about. But it's really about just saying, you know what, here's our limits. This is what we need to do. And I'm going to do what I need to do to keep you safe. And if you can understand that, awesome job as a parent. And so I will even tell parents, great job for being able to be consistent and being on the same page. Because children know how to push your buttons. And if there's a point where you're super tired and you're going, you know what, I don't even know what to do right now. I'm just really, really tired and I don't want to do this battle. I would just tell them, say, you know what, I'm going to let you win this battle because I don't want to fight. I don't want to argue, but I'm going to let you do it because I'm letting you. But then once again, the child knows that they're not in control and that you're controlling the situation. So when that starts to happen, then you're going to see that you have more control of the situation. Let's face it, not everyone's in a good mood. I have a sore throat right now, so this podcast is probably going to be really short because my throat's already starting to hurt. But I'm going to control how long this is going to be. It makes sense to me. Along with, it's important to understand that the more control that you have in that situation by giving the child choices that you want the child to do. So, for example, are we going to be on our iPad 7 minutes or 10 minutes? Most likely they're going to pick 10, but guess what? You just got them off the iPad in 10 minutes, and it's an easy transition. But there's just some tips like that will definitely help. So having the child feel like they're in control, but really when you're in control is key, right? So do you want to have milk or water? If you need liquids in the child, or I'm trying to think of what else I get calls for. Where do you want to stand in line, the front or the back? Things like that, versus a kid that doesn't want to stand in line or doesn't want to wait or is having a really hard time. But it's important that when a child is yelling and screaming at you, that you stay calm, number one. Number two, when they're in that state of mind, they're not processing anything. So if you're going to go back and forth with the child and debate about all these from X, Y, and Z, it's not working. Just stop talking. That's my thing, is just stop talking and just tell them, when you're calm, we'll talk. And the third thing is, go back to the situation and talk to them and see how they could have done it different. It's about teaching. Don't tell a child, no, we don't say that. Well, what if they don't know what else to say? Think about it. Why are they saying it to begin with? Maybe that's all they know. So that's why it's another reason why not to take it personally, because you don't know what else they're going to say or do. Because they don't know what else to say except, I hate you, you're the worst parent, I want a new person in my life, so-and-so's parent's so much better, and I get all this other stuff, and my friends get all these other things, and you don't. Well, you know what? When they're saying that, that's you being a great parent. And hands down to that. It's hard work being a parent. And it's probably it is actually one of the hardest jobs. And the kids don't come with a manual. It's not like you pop a child out and then you get them, they come home and there's this book saying, well, they're going to do X, Y, and Z when they want this. Or this, consequences are going to work. Oh, this child, consequences don't work. It's complicated. But understand it's not personal. You brought this child into your world, and it's important to learn from them and grow, but understanding that they're going to say mean things. And just like you've said mean things to your parents as you're growing up, but it isn't personal. Now, come back to Parenting with Vanessa Cologne's podcast. You can check out my website at Vanessa, Vanessa, Cologne, KAHLON.com. If you want a consultation, you can book a time there. We do Skype. I come to the home from far, or, in my living room. I can come talk to you guys from your living. Doesn't matter where you are. Or I could be in your house. But have a great day. Thanks.